I will crush anyone who blocks my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill. At last, it is over. Now we must find Rhea.
So, okay, it's very much not going to credits, so...
Professor, brother, I have a letter. The Imperial General asked me to deliver this to my instructor.
The Imperial General? Who would that be? I wonder if that is a, like, if we hadn't killed everyone, if that would actually be a person.
Who is it from? Hurry up, Professor. Read it at once.
It is from Hubert. Though he has left this world, he's reaching out through that letter.
I think I remember this, actually.
If you are reading this letter, that means I have perished. As Her Majesty would never surrender to another, I can only assume she has fallen as well. It greatly pains me to think of this coming to pass.
Well, yeah, I don't blame you. You've kind of devoted your whole life to Edelgard.
That said, as the survivors, I must ask you to settle certain affairs in our stead. You must destroy the threat that slithers in the dark.
Okay, they are going down this path. Man, this is just almost Golden Deer exactly, except the Golden Deer actually went to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, whereas we didn't.
I am sure you must recall Monica and Tomas. Their allies yet live. They hold deep resentment against the children of the goddess and the people of the world. And they are biding their time until they can exact revenge. If left to their own devices, it is certain they will eventually bring unimaginable calamity and suffering to the world.
But yet again, something you could have brought to my attention previously.
I detected their sorcery when you took Fort Mercius.
Yep, they're the ones that unleashed the ICBMs, which of course we already know, but this is where you would find that out.
I have deduced the location of their stronghold, Shambhala. You will find its whereabouts enclosed. There is no question that they are the enemies of everyone in Fodlan. Do not allow yourselves to forget that. Lastly, while I cannot say she is in good health, the Archbishop resides in a secret chamber in the Imperial Palace.
I remember when we found out, like, well, that's really nice of them to tell us.
I have shared the location of the entrance to that secret chamber with the person to whom I have entrusted this letter. I believe that Her Majesty will be victorious. Even still, I must plan for her defeat as well. If you wish to lead this world, I challenge you to rise to the occasion
And he's still
and
like a
surpass my
condescending
estimation.
asshole even in death.
Such is your obligation as the victors. And the only fitting tribute to all that Lady Edelgard sacrificed.
What Hubert has written here, I cannot... No. I know it must be true. And if that is the case, then all else makes sense now. I must speak with Rhea. It seems our battle is not over just yet. Those who slither in the dark. We must kill every last one of them, or Fodlan will never again know
We'll do our
peace.
best.
They are allies of Monica and Tomas, correct?
That's what is claimed.
The ones who were after my blood. And also the ones who destroyed Fort Mercius with that mysterious light.
Why do they keep calling it mysterious light when it's a freaking ballistic missile? Like, we saw it.
We shall discuss this more after we have rescued Rhea.
You have come to save me. Is this a dream? I've longed to see you again. All this time. Is it truly you?
She looks so weird without her little pompy hat. Every time I see her face, I'm so, like, a little bit surprised by it. It's also nice that they left her makeup this whole time.
Seth, Flame, you are here as well.
Hey, Catherine's here too.
Thank you for supporting the professor. And for rescuing me.
Rhea, I am overjoyed that you are unharmed. I could not stand losing another of our kind.
Of our kind, that's very interesting verbology.
Yes. I am reminded of the past. Of reuniting in Inbar.
It is truly nostalgic. I would love nothing more than to lose ourselves in memories of the old days, but
So that kind of puts together something that I've long considered, because obviously Seth and Flayn are related, and that they are unimaginably old, because Flayn keeps dodging the questions and has like memories of things that were well before her time. So I have to wonder if, and I should have put this together a long time ago, but if Seth and Flayn are actually Rhea's like children. Which is why they're so devoted to her. But if so, why was Seth and Flayn in hiding for so long? And only because they acted like Flayn used to live in the capital and only came here recently. But they definitely that our kind implies that they are similar. Because Rhea has also been around forever. I don't think they're dragons the same way as Rhea is.
I must tell you something, Rhea. We have received incredible news, albeit from the Empire. They have told us the identity of our enemy, those who slither in the dark. It is time for us to stop hiding the truth about the goddess, the progenitor god, the truth about us. It is time for us to tell the people everything.
Those who slither in the dark.
One second.
We are told they despise the children of the goddess, as well as those who live above ground. They are planning something horrible.
Please, tell the professor everything about these vile people. There must be things that only you know.
I mean, I'm almost positive, yes.
I understand. Dear child, I will now tell you all that I know. It is true that there is a group of people who have slithered in the darkness and threatened the peace of Fodlan since ancient times.
Yeah, I still not fully understood because they're not made up the same way that humans are.
I am sure you have heard the stories of a man named Nemesis.
Yes. He rose up against you in ancient times, after you gave him a sword. Yeah, the wielder of the sword of the creator.
Nemesis, the king of liberation. The man who received the sword of the creator from the goddess and became a hero. However,
Nemesis was originally the leader of a group of bandits. He plundered the holy tomb
I'd actually
and
forgotten
stole
this
the
part of
remains
it.
of the progenitor god. When Nemesis appeared in Xanadu some time later, he already wielded the sword of the creator.
So yeah, Xanadu, the Red Canyon where all this began.
the Red Canyon. We journeyed there 5 years ago, do you recall?
I do not know how Nemesis obtained the sword, or why he appeared in Xanadu. But he used that sword to massacre the people there, the children of the progenitor god. From their corpses he gained even more power, and brought war to Fodlan. A mere bandit like Nemesis would not have been capable of anything so monstrous on his own.
It was surmised that someone was collaborating with Nemesis, and there was a massive investigation to uncover who it was.
Okay, I don't remember this part of it at all. This is actually a lot.
But the truth was never discovered. I am now certain that his accomplices were those who slither in the dark. And this time, they have utilized the Imperial Army to send Fodlan back into the flames of war.
So, Edelgard has made a temporary alliance with them in order to achieve her own aims.
And we know from her path that she was planning on dealing with them later, but never got to later in this story.
Professor, we must journey to Shambhala and stop them.
You must not allow Fodlan's bloody history, the Red Canyon tragedy, to repeat itself.
Certainly will do my best. This should get us back to the normal calendar. If that's the case, that means there's 2 chapters left,
Part
assuming that
2,
we're following the
Silver
Golden
Snow.
Deer.
Blue Sea Moon.
There's a city without light, and there's the
without
battle with
light.
Nemesis out in the like weird swamp place.
Following Edelgard's defeat and Rhea's rescue, the Resistance Army discovers the existence of another adversary, a group operating behind the scenes within the Empire. To prevent disaster from befalling Fodlan, the Resistance Army heads for Shambhala, the enemy's stronghold.
That was a long load just to play that and then have another load screen. Immediately, you don't even need a load screen to play a video. Just play the video. What are you loading? Gaspar. Nope, don't care about you.
The Empire has been defeated, and we have rescued Rhea, but still the flames of war burn on. We journey to Shambhala, where those who slither in the dark reside.
It is interesting that they have like the backdrop of the capital here, which makes sense. Like that's where they should. It's just it's something I hadn't noticed previously.
We know nothing of the place, or what we can expect to find there.
Enemies.
What Flame says is true. If we are to prevail, we must be prepared for any eventuality before we advance.
I will accompany you.
So Rey's actually joining the army?
What? No, that would be far too dangerous. Your long confinement weakened you greatly, did it not?
Those people have opposed us since ancient times. I wish to learn the truth about them for myself.
Is this happened last time too? Did she join us?
I understand. I will not stop you, but please take care not to overexert yourself.
What? But she's been hiding away so long. She shouldn't just up and go somewhere scary. Trust me, it's a bad idea.
I love that Bernie is like, wait, just hide. Hiding's great. You should hide.
Bernadetta, hiding away seems a poor description for someone who was imprisoned.
We must be careful not to put undue stress on Lady Rhea.
If the going gets tough, we'll have to carry her on our backs and make a run for it.
God dang it.
You think you can carry her? Maybe someone else should do that part.
No matter what enemies are appearing, we will be protecting her. We will be winning.
If we work together, I am certain all will be well.
The ones we are soon to face have eluded us for a long time. There is much to fear. We must all proceed with utmost caution, lest we fall prey to one of their traps.
Absolutely. Traps are bad. Okay, so that actually puts me on a great timetable for how much time I have left. That's a timetable twice. You know what? That's okay. So I know I've got some of these to do. Okay, I was going to say not that many actually, but then I scroll down. So, yep. Catherine and Caspar have finished up their linkage.
Yes! I did it! I finally got a hit on you!
Not bad. I didn't expect you to come this far.
I've been training non-stop, so it had to happen eventually.
Yeah, but she's also been training.
I've been using my head a lot more, too. I'm not the same old Caspar.
Then what kind of Caspar are you?
Well, if you're Thunder Catherine, then, I get to be Lightning Caspar.
Okay, you don't get to be like her, like significant other in terms of nameology.
No, that's no good. Fiery, no. Burning Caspar?
I wonder where all this fire of yours comes from.
It comes from wanting to fight by your side.
Oh, that's actually really sweet.
Sorry, what?
You said before that you don't want to keep an eye on me. Something about not being my babysitter?
Yes, I seem to recall saying something like that.
That's why I decided I needed to train and get to your level instead.
That's actually super, super, super sweet. And that's also super, super, super bad.
I'm gonna keep getting stronger. That way I'll never have to leave your side. You and me were...
Stop. That's enough for now.
I agree.
You've only managed to hit me once. Let's see if you can actually beat me. If that happens, I'll hear your request.
In that case, you'd better get ready. I'm real fired up now. You're gonna have to start calling me... Inferno Caspar!
God damn it, Caspar. You're like 12. Okay. And with that, I'm not going to end the episode, but I will end the recording. I'm 15 minutes in because I need to charge the battery. When we come back, we will do all of this other stuff. Because there's quite a bit left to do. What else do you have? Alois also finished up. Awesome. Love to see it. And Poppy and Yuri finished. So Yuri just has Dorothea and has to finish up Balthus, and then we are good to go. Awesome, awesome. See you next time, guys. Well, okay, no, more like see you in like 2 seconds, but see you after I charge, guys. Alright, guys, charge it for just a second. We have another about 15 minutes to go. Let's continue with our supports. Dorothea also has one with Yuri. So we might be able to get Dorothea to it. It's tough because we actually only have this month and next month. Once we go into the final battle, that's it. I don't think that we have another back-to-back battle. I don't believe that's true. But I definitely don't remember. It's been a while.
Nice to see you, Yurikins. I was wondering if you might do me a favor.
Oh yeah, he's well known for doing favors.
You're looking a bit serious, Ladybird. Oh, your foot. What happened?
It's healing nicely, but I'm not supposed to put too much weight on it.
Ah, so that's why you've called me here. What do you need? Help with errands?
Not an errand, an opera.
You're writing an opera?
I see.
There's been some loose plans for a performance. Nothing professional, strictly volunteer. I signed up to take part as one of the main roles.
Well, of course you did.
And then this happened. The professor told me I should bow out just to be on the safe side.
I said no such thing.
Makes sense to stay off your feet while you heal. Meanwhile, you want me to fill your role, right?
I mean, I admit he's the most gender-fluid male in the game, but...
Got it in one. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Surely someone else is up to the task. Professor Manuela, for example.
Already tried. Trust me, I wouldn't ask unless I was desperate. I knew how much you'd hate the idea.
Aside from hating it, I also wouldn't remotely sound like you do.
Oh, don't worry about that. Most of our audience won't be able to tell the difference. The crowd's going to be a bunch of survivors and war orphans, not your usual connoisseurs. I'm only talking about a small festival in the plaza. We want to give them a good show, that's all.
Well, but what is your role in it, and can he fill that?
You have an idea of what they've been through. I thought you might want to pitch in.
I hear your angle. Fine, yes, I'll do it.
Good for you. I knew you'd rise to the occasion.
You certainly know how to pull heartstrings to get your way, don't you?
I mean, she is in the fine arts.
Where did you learn to do that anyway? The opera?
Could be. I've never known a songstress who wasn't both beautiful and resourceful.
At least you're humble, too.
Now, are you ready to go over the libretto? You've got a lot of rehearsing to do before the performance.
I wonder what the role is.
Seriously, though. Thanks, Yurikins.
Yeah.
All right. And then... I guess we'll just go straight down. Although probably has said it. I was guessing as much.
Hello, Hilda.
Oh, Sedith, good day.
Is it?
Did I do something wrong?
Not to my knowledge. But I cannot help but notice that you no longer shy away when I speak to you.
This is terrible. How dare you?
You noticed that, huh? When you stare at me, I feel like you're peering into my soul.
Well, do you have anything dirty in there?
And that no longer bothers you? Does that mean your conscience is finally clear?
I wouldn't go that far.
Nah, I got used to it. I know you're not scary.
That's unfortunate. You really should do something to correct your lazy behavior.
Maybe that's true. I wouldn't want to be like the fox, forced to wander in the snow all winter.
I'm pleased to see you grasped the moral of the story.
Even if it was not a story you wrote, I've heard that story for a long time.
Don't you think the squirrel was a little cold-hearted, though? He seems not to care about what happens to his friend, as long as he himself is happy.
If you can't trust other people to take care of you your whole life.
You know, that is a valid point. I have no wish to encourage that attitude in children. Perhaps if the fox only survives thanks to the squirrel kindly sharing some of his acorns. How does that sound to you?
I like it okay. I'm sure the kids will admire that nice, compassionate squirrel.
But don't foxes eat squirrels? Like, am I the only one who understands the biology at play?
Thank you for your insight. As it happens, I have some other stories that I wrote for Flame. Would you like to hear them?
You should make a book out of them. It's a shame that only Flane and I get to enjoy them.
What a fine idea. I will begin immediately. Though I feel such a book requires illustrations, and I have no artistic talent.
Whoa, what happened to Bernie?
Lend me a hand.
I think Ignatz might be a better choice, but I can probably manage. Not like they need to be terribly fancy.
You've already got Bernie being your head illustrator.
I could use some more of your wisdom with regard to the content of the stories also.
That sounds like a pain, but I'm invested in this now. Let's do it!
Excellent. That's wonderful to hear. Let us produce the very best book we can, for the children's sake.
This has actually got a really interesting path.
You look so excited. I can't help but lend a hand.
Alright. That also took care of Senate. Flame and Senate still have not gotten their rank A? Guys, come on. Eloise and Catherine, you know we're saving those. You know we're saving those. So this is actually Hoppy's very last one, and then she is complete.
So Happy. Are you going back home or what?
Back to the forest? That is a very valid question that I'm surprised no one's asking her before.
That came out of nowhere. Haven't you noticed there's a war going on? I can't leave now.
Hadn't noticed. Nope. Now that I have, will you head home once it's over? To check on your parents?
This is very, very abrupt questioning.
No. Even after the war, I can't return. With my curse, I might destroy the whole village. I won't put them at risk like that.
True. I want to say you could go there and everything would be dandy. The way things tend to shake out, though, it can be pretty hard not to sigh.
That's still such a weird thing with her.
What about you? You don't mind spending all this time away from wherever you call home?
I mean, I think this is where he calls home.
Can't say I've spent much time thinking about it. Maybe after the war is over. I've got plenty to keep me occupied. If I drop things and head home, my people will lose respect for me.
I see.
Oh, I didn't mean he hesitated long enough, and that's the problem. Very often I'm listening and not reading.
I know I should visit home at some point. It's been more than a decade since I left, though. They probably think I died.
They might. All the more reason for you to go back. I know you're scared, but if you keep your visit brief, it'll work out fine. I don't know about yours, but my mother would want to know that I'm okay.
That's very true.
I suppose I could stop by for a short visit. That might be nice.
Still worried? I can accompany you. I'm sure you'll find some use for me.
Huh?
You know you'll be so caught up in my lively conversations, you'll have very little time for sighing.
Okay, I mean, that's actually probably true. He is very self-willed.
That plan could backfire. I might find the conversation boring, and then...
That would never happen. I wouldn't allow for it. And on the off chance a beast does appear...
That's actually why I think Hoppy and Rosh are going to end up together, because he can definitely handle just about anything now.
Well, that'll clear up your boredom pretty quickly, won't it?
You've got a weird sense of humor, Yuri Bird. I like that.
That is definitely one of the things that attracts her, for sure.
I guess I wouldn't feel so nervous about going home if you went with me. I might even have a good time.
When you're there, you feel closer to the stars. They look so clear and bright. I'd love to show you.
I look forward to it. I bet we'll even see some of the stars you taught me about.
I mean, you can also see those from here, but don't let that dissuade you from going.
And maybe I'll finally lay eyes on that constellation you told me about. A fishing rod, was it?
This is one of the only links where Yuri's actually at a disadvantage, and I love that. Alright, and the last one. Eloise and Catherine.
Come on, just one, please. I'll pay for it next time.
No can do. Do you have any idea how much is on your tab? More than you're worth is my bet.
Ugh, it's been a long day. I just need a little drink.
So long as my pocket stays empty, your glass stays empty. Don't cross me.
Wow, look how long Anna's neck is. I hadn't noticed that before.
I couldn't help but overhear. Hello, Anna. How much does she owe?
Hi there, Eloise. Are you asking because you intend to pay this lady's tab? I can't even begin to understand that level of that level of kindness.
Eloise, what are you doing?
I'm in your debt, Catherine. You've saved me countless times.
That is actually kind of true.
Besides, you warned me about those scams. You kept me from getting cheated out of my money. So I'll take care of this. How much does she owe?
Thanks,
It won't actually
Eloise.
tell me.
Are you sure you don't regret doing that?
Of course I don't. Think nothing of it. I used to pay old Gerald's tabs all the time.
I bet you did.
I'd have been happy to buy you a drink, you know.
Nah, that's generous of you, but I couldn't accept.
Why not?
You're a good guy, Eloise, you know that?
I mean, he's very, very good. He's much better than I thought. But that so much of the game can be like drilled down to the fact that they're better than I thought they would be.
Not only paying my tab, but offering to buy me a drink, too.
Gerald would have kept drinking. He was certainly shameless about it.
Did he ever pay you back for bailing him out?
Sometimes. Honestly, off the battlefield, he was disorganized about everything.
That sounds like him. And to be honest, well, sounds like you, too. You're probably not bothered when it comes to my debt, but I want you to know I'll pay it back.
I appreciate that, but there's no rush. I trust you. You're a colleague, a friend.
Aww.
And that's true whether or not you pay me back.
You're hopeless. But you know what, Eloise? That's how I like you. Next time a con artist tries to bilk you, I'll be sure to save your backside.
I mean, that seems to be what you're good at. And I don't mean that dismissively. Okay. That is the end of our social linkage. Let's go ahead and go explore the monastery. I think we'll mostly talk to all of these people tomorrow. I think I'll cap off the episode by doing the tournament. And this is the Brawling Tournament, where Caspar would be good, but all of this is even better. Wow. 14 damage times 4. Let's go.
You're fresh out of luck.
I do love the little tonfa he's using as training gauntlets. Alright. Only 14 times due. Boo! Okay. Well, that's a times 3. Quarterfinals, 13 times 2. Still a 71% versus 79, and I have a chance to get them they don't. Fantastic.
You're fresh out of luck.
Semifinals. Oh, a 20, but you would have to actually hit 4 times, and I'm doing 11 per shot. Let's freaking go. You do have a chance to crit, but you know what? So do I. Holy crap, all of it!
Won that bet.
Alright, the finals. I mean, it's the finals, even though I've only taken 1 hit this whole time. Okay, so Balthus is the unrivaled king of grappling. Holy crap! That happened. Alright, go us. And I will talk to everyone in the next one. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you then.